Evita is about the rise of a working-class girl to become First Lady of Argentina, Eva Peron. With the show's original Broadway director Hal Prince at the helm, Louis Zernamer is working with theatre royalty.
Louis, as the musical director, would you say this is where the magic happens?
This is absolutely where the magic happens, yes. I suppose it's like the control tower or the cockpit, I suppose. Because I stand up there, as you can see, that's the podium, so I have the best seat in the house. So my head is just high enough to see the stage. And I'm the communication between the pit and what's happening on stage.
What can viewers expect from the soundtrack of this production?
From the beginning, it was conceived as quite a symphonic piece of music, and as stupid as it sounds, it is actually a rock opera because there's no spoken dialogue in it. It's all sung through. But it is beautiful music. There are some incredibly beautiful tunes in it. There's also some difficult moments because it's not just a beautiful story. It's, at the end of the day, mainly a political story and a piece of history. So not everything is a tune that you're going to walk out and hum. But I think generally it's challenging and lush.
Top South African talent Robert Finlayson takes the role of Eva's husband, a controversial political figure.
Tell us a little bit about your character, Peron.
Juan Peron was a colonel in the Argentinian army and in the mid-40s became president of Argentina after much wrangling and knifing in backs. And a lot of his success was largely due to the woman he met, which was Eva Peron, Evita, as she was known. And the two of them kind of formed this political dynasty, which in some respects still exists in Argentina.
What difficulties did you face while preparing for this role?
Well, he was a real person, so that's both a challenge and the great part of playing this part is that you can go away, you can do your research, you can read his biographies, which I did, and then of course you've got to try and be true to that character. So, for example, he was a very tall man, I'm not a very tall man, but you've got to find qualities and aspects which I hope I portray, which are accurate and true to the person that he was.
To play the title role, creators Andrew Lloyd Webber and Tim Rice personally cast British musical theatre star Emma Kingston.
How have you found playing the leading role in Evita?
I have loved it. It's a really challenging role. You get to play her across 18 years of her life. So she goes from the age of 15 to 33, from rags to riches, from a girl in the outskirts of Buenos Aires to an actress, to the First Lady, to a lady who is very unwell, who then unfortunately dies. So it's a real challenge, but it is the most amazing role to get to play.
Would you say that this is the most intimidating role you've ever played?
Yes. Yes. It's definitely the one that's had the most pressure behind it, I think because it's such a mammoth role. You know, she never leaves the stage. It's vocally really demanding, and acting-wise and emotionally, it's really demanding as well. So you have to fully invest in it. So for that reason, yeah, it's definitely one of the biggest challenges I've faced.
Talk us through some of your costumes as well as your hair.
When she was young, she was a brunette. She had short brown hair. And then when she moved to BA, she decided that to become an actress, she needed to appear more glamorous. So she dyed her hair blonde. I don't know if you can see here, these are one of my wigs for later, the blonde. I promise it'll look more real once it's on me. But yeah, all prepped and ready. I think the reason for this hairstyle, I came to find out, was she needed to look like someone who you could put on a postage stamp. So she had to look very regal. So that, you know, in that profile view, you had the slick back hair, you had the really prim and proper bun, and you had that profile look that you could put on money or a stamp.
What most of the world knows about Argentinian revolutionary Che Guevara is a face on a t-shirt. Jonathan Rocksmith gets to bring this compelling political figure back to life to tell the story of Evita.
Jonathan, you're currently the leading man in South African theatre. Tell us about your role in Evita.
I play Che, who is the narrator of sorts. It's modelled on Che Guevara, the revolutionary, and I spend the entire evening telling the audience what's happening, or at least catching them up on what's happened. And, you know, it's done through satire, it's done through being very angry, it's done through song, it's done through little speeches here and there. And when I first got the job, I thought, well, great, I'm going to be the narrator, you know, which is very plain, you know, just stand to the side and tell the audience and blah, blah, blah. But in Evita, Che is encouraged to have fun with the audience. And, you know, anybody who's seen a few of my shows, I like to do that. I like to do that a bit. And they just said to me, have fun with them, because ultimately they have to feel comfortable with me leading them through it. And of the 6 Lloyd Webber roles I've played, Phantom included, this has been the most fun.